Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Arthur's Game Reviews, Part 4, the final episode. On today's episode, we will be talking about the critically acclaimed Halo Reach, the fourth game in the Halo series. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the story. The story is very well written and had me interested from the very beginning. The campaign is action-packed and has the player choose between 4 drastically different difficulties: easy, normal, heroic, and legendary. Depending on which one you choose will heavily change the way that you play the game, with the legendary difficulty making the game a living hell, and the easy making you fly through the campaign faster than you can blink. The starting of the game begins with the planet Reach being completely destroyed by the Covenant forces, the main villains of the game, as it flashes to the beginning of the story before the invasion and introduces us to the rest of the noble team. Halo does an amazing job of making a game very entertaining. I remember playing this for the first time when I was really little and had nothing to say but good things. And when I replayed this story for this review, my opinion hadn't changed at all because of this game's ability to make you care about the character and what's going on. The game does this by developing all the characters and having you get to know them throughout the course of the game, its campaign, by using cutscenes. These cutscenes showcases a variety of different things going on in the game, and each one carries their own emotional weight, like the one seen here.
Distance is closing on this vessel's refueling track with the Covenant supercarrier. 76 seconds to endpoint.
So, it's gonna be like that. Well, I got good news and bad news. This bird took some fire and her thruster gimbal is toast, which means the only way off this slag heap is gravity.
And the good news?
That was the good news.
At current velocity, 53 seconds to endpoint.
Yeah. Bad news is, time is fried. I'm gonna have to fire it manually.
That's a one-way trip.
We all make it sooner or later. Better get going, Six. They're gonna need you down there. Listen, Reach has been good to me. Time has come to return the favor. Don't deny me this. Tell him to make it count.
The second thing I'd like to talk about is the variety of different game modes offered in Halo Reach. Halo Reach showcases a great amount of different multiplayer experiences. Multiplayer is definitely my second favorite part of the game. Halo's multiplayer feels like a standard shooter at first, but is able to avoid being dull like a lot of other shooters because of the pace of the game and the many different modes offered in multiplayer that put Halo Reach into a class of its own. One of these modes is called Firefight, where the players put up against a never-ending wave of enemies and just must survive for as long as possible. Another super fun game mode is called Infected and has 2 teams. One team is trying to infect the other team until there's none left, and the other team is trying to kill all the infected and stay alive until the time runs out. These are definitely my favorite game modes in multiplayer and definitely help Halo set itself apart from a lot of other shooters. The final thing I'd like to talk about is the game mode Forge. Now, if you don't know what Forge is, Forge allows you to grab assets from the game like vehicles, weapons, structures, etc., and allowing you to take your creativity to the absolute max. Forge allows the players to use these assets to do whatever they want, like building structures or having huge custom battles. Forge is probably tied with the campaign for my favorite thing about Halo Reach. I just remember back in the early days of Halo Reach, I'd be playing around in Forge, and because Forge allows you to play with your friends, it makes it so much better. And when I'd be playing with my friends, I'd be making different structures, making places to race on, creating bases so we could fight each other, and having huge wars and vehicle battles. Forge also has a community tab that allows the player to look for player-created game modes and maps, which was another crucial reason why I liked Forge, because when me and my friends got bored of the rest of Halo Reach, we could always fall back on finding something cool on the community tab. Thank you guys so much for watching my 4-part series of game reviews. The games I reviewed were some of my favorites of all time, and I hope that my reviews helped you give these games a chance, and as always, stay safe and stay classy.